Howdy, y'all. Welcome once again to MoonTalks for this episode. We are here with Celeste. Celeste, say hi, please.
Hi.
I hope that everybody liked the episodes before this one, and maybe that's why you are here. And if it's your first episode, I hope you enjoy it. To give you more like a little explanation of what we talk about, it's about some creative process, music with some local artists, maybe from Laredo, from Texas, from wherever it could be, whoever. And this time it's of course with Celeste. And let's start with the questions. All right, Celeste. So tell us something about you.
Hi, my name is Celeste. I also go by Celxtie artistically. And I'm 17. I started releasing my music last year, literally a year ago. And yeah, I'm still writing, still hoping to release more music. And that's basically it.
That's nice. That's nice. How did you start in music?
So, going back, I started singing when I was around 3 or 4 years old. But I didn't start writing until I was 6. And now I don't want you thinking
Okay.
on,
Yes.
I don't want you thinking that I was going on writing, songs like I do today. I was writing little jingles about cartoons or my toys or
Oh,
things like
that's so cute.
that. But I wrote my first decent chorus to my first song when I was 8, and that actually happened to be Listen to the Music. And I never finished it, but as I've told other people, when you write your first, chorus or your first verse to your
Hmm.
first song, it just becomes easier when you write the next and the next. And so I continued. I would go to a producer. His name was Diego Garcia. I went to him for about 4 years, and it was always just for covers and stuff.
Hmm.
And then once I turned 14, I got really frustrated because I said, I have all these songs and I'm writing more, but I can write, I can sing, I can play. Why can't I just learn how to produce? And so I took it into my own hands to start recording on my phone through GarageBand and some old wired headphones. And I never released those songs, but as the years went on, I said, you know what, I think they sound pretty decent now, so let me start releasing them. And so I released Solely to You, and now I record on Logic. And so I hope to keep on learning and improve
That's
my
nice, getting those upgrades in your music. And it's like I never thought that somebody could start singing and writing in that very young age. That's awesome. Like when I was 4, I think I was just running around and playing around. I wish I could sing because I like to sing, but I can't. Like my voice is horrible when I sing. So I'm very jealous about you, about that side of your life.
No. I mean, honestly, I think that if you like it and you enjoy it, you should just go ahead and do it. I mean,
Yeah,
nothing,
I mean,
nothing should
anyways, I do
stop
it.
you
I don't
from
know.
it.
I don't know if you have checked, but me and Victor, we have this little band called Color Caps, and we write some songs. Like, and we was when we first started writing, as you say, like the songs were horrible. But then I kept writing and writing and writing, and now we are working in some songs that I think that they are really good. We just don't like we just don't sing really good, but we still like to do it, and
Hey,
our
I mean,
music isn't.
I know some people who, they don't like their voice or they don't like to sing, but they're really good lyricists. I mean, you
Yeah.
know, just, songs are just stories, and if you can tell a story in
Yes, yes.
written form, hey, saying it in a song is like 10 times more meaningful.
Yeah,
So
actually,
you're
at,
right.
at the
That's
beginning
really
of the album, in the first song, it's not a song. It says intro. We have it on
yeah.
Spotify and everywhere, but it says intro, and then it's just us talking like, "Hey yo, this is Manoloco and Victor. We just wanted to post our music. We don't have the best voices, but this music tell a little bit about us. We wrote this music when we were drunk and sad or happy." And he was like mostly drunk, and I'm like, yeah. So that's kind of funny, just like a little explanation at the beginning, and then like 6 or 7 songs that we released. We're working on more, but yeah, I mean, we don't really sing, but we like it. We like it. We like to do that.
That's nice. That's nice. It's
Yeah.
really, I mean, I think that should be inspiring for other people who, they're not singers or they don't consider themselves singers. But hey, if you can tell a story, I mean, there's got to be someone out there who's gonna relate to it and
Yes,
say,
of
hey, you know
course.
what? I went through the same thing. So
Yes,
that's
yeah. Actually, I wrote this other song that we haven't released. We haven't even like recorded, but I played it to a friend like 2 months ago, and it's because it's about like a breakup or something. And my friend, like, he broke up with his girlfriend like 2 weeks before that, and he was crying with my song, and I was like, bro,
awesome.
what the heck? And I was like, I mean, it's just my feelings, and I guess you related to them, so that's good. That's good. That's what's music about,
That's
to
what, yeah,
to
exactly.
relate to it and embrace it, you know. So that's
Yeah,
nice.
exactly.
All right, so let's move on. Da-da-da-da. Who's your role model, but not really like your mom or someone in your family, more like an artistic side, like
Oh,
someone that you see and you tell like, I wanna be there, or I wanna be better than her or him.
this is a hard question. I've always struggled with this question in particular because there are so many people that I look up to artistically. Uh, I mean, heck, I could go with Patsy Cline, Ella Fitzgerald, Adele, Ed Sheeran. I mean, there's so many.
Hmm.
But I think that my main role model, and I mean, it happened ever since I heard her, like the first time I heard her, it was Adele.
Okay.
I I mean,
Do you
she
remember the
was,
first song that
yes,
you hear about
I
her?
sang, so actually I learned Someone Like You for the first time, not just singing, but on guitar as well.
Hmm.
And that song is the song that inspired me to gather up the courage to sign up for the talent show. And that was my first performance in front
Oh,
of
that's
any.
nice.
And so I go back to her because it's like, again, there's so many inspiring artists, and, every day there's more and more. But Adele, just at hearing her voice and hearing the lyrics and understanding them, I mean, I might have been 8, but I really, really liked them. And I mean, I just had to perform them. And to this day, she still continues to inspire me. I want her to release more music. But I still go back and listen to all of her songs. I love her. She's
Yes,
my
that's
favorite.
nice. She sings really good, and I have seen videos of her like a cappella, just like without any
Oh yeah, she's fantastic.
voice, like editing or anything, and she sounds exactly the same as the music,
Yes, for
as her
sure.
music on Spotify, and it's like, it's just like a
It's
blow
mind
mind,
blowing.
yeah, mind blow, and she's amazing. Her voice is unique, like,
It's so
damn.
unique, and she's just fantastic. And then she's so humble as well, and so that's another reason why I mean, I love her.
Yeah, and
It's
I
hard
love
to
that,
not admire her.
in like in the part of her personal life, when she just disappeared for a while and then she appeared again all skinny, like, she, like, I mean, I think she told herself like, I gotta change for a good, and she did
Yeah,
it. Like, damn, like, she inspired a lot of people because of that. So that's why,
yeah,
not just in music but in life also, those are the
exactly.
good artists.
Yeah, I think she's amazing. She's definitely the top role model for me.
Okay, that's nice. You will be the next Adele from Laredo.
Thank you.
Okay. So what's your creative process for a new song? Do you start first with the lyrics? Do you start first with the music? Or it's sometimes just something come first and then the other? It depends how you
It
start it.
honestly, the creative process really has to do a lot with how I'm feeling in the moment. Um, I mean, a lot of my songs have been rooted from when I feel at my worst. And basically, what happens is I'll feel super duper sad. And I don't just, pull out my guitar and I'm like, okay, I'm going to write a song now.
Yes.
No, it's like, okay, I feel like this. And I pick up my guitar and I start playing chords that I feel correlate with what is going on in my life. And I actually had a friend ask me like, "Oh, do you know the chord progressions and do you have them like all by memory and stuff?" No.
Of
No,
course not.
no. That's just not my creative process. I just honestly, it's just how it sounds, and I guess people could say like, "Oh, do you have perfect pitch?" No, I would say I'd have relative pitch when it comes to that because it's just I play it by ear and it sounds good,
Mm-hmm.
so I go with it. After I finish finding the chords that I like and the rhythm that I like, um, then I add the lyrics. So it has to be music, feelings, music, lyrics, and
That's
then from
nice.
there, I I don't straight away go and record it. I'll record it on my voice memos. Heck, if you listen to all of my voice memos, you would probably laugh because they're all me going,
Just
okay,
like
wait.
parts singing and
Yeah,
then
I'm like,
like da 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 da,
yeah,
and then singing again the lyrics. Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
singing,
we're
and
like that
I'll go,
also.
yeah, I'll sing and then I'll go, wait, hold on. No, that's not how it goes. And then I'll sing it again and I'll just
Yes,
correct
yes,
myself
yes. I
and
know,
then.
I know what you mean.
but um but then when I do go and record it, it's honestly not like I have a step process, like step by step of like, okay, first I'm gonna lay down this and then put the beats and this and that. No, it's all very spontaneous, and I guess that's just my style. I'm very spontaneous when it comes to my music, and that's what makes it most fun for me. I wish I could be organized about it. I know there's a lot of people that are like, no, I have to have this, and I go.
Yes.
No, for me, it's just like I'm a mess I'm very chaotic when it comes to my music. Um, but I love it. And I think that not this creative process is not going to work for everybody. That's why when people ask me like, how do you write a song? I'm like, I don't
It
know
just
what to
comes
tell
up.
you.
It
I
just comes
really
up.
don't know
Yeah.
what to tell you. Um, but when you do find your creative process, it's just like hard to change it, definitely. And like I said, it won't work for everyone because it's just what works for you.
Yeah, yeah, of course. That's nice. That's nice. It's good to know. All right. So from the music that you have released, not the ones that you're working on, which is your favorite song and why? You know what? Like from the ones that you have in your Spotify, my favorite one is Dancing to the Music.
Listen to the music. Okay.
Listen to the music, that one. I really love that song. I can listen to it like every day. And I adopted a dog today. Yeah,
Really?
right now my cousin is taking care of it outside.
Aw.
But I was like, you gotta love music. So I started playing some music, and then I went to like listen to this. I was with the dog just right there, and I was like, listen to this one. It was your song, and it was listen to the
Aw.
music. So yeah, I getting him into music.
That's good. That's good. They deserve that too. Um, I love listening to the music. I love all my songs. But we all have our favorites, even though we say we don't. We do.
Of course, that they
Um,
are just like, oh, I don't know, I love all of them. Everybody has their favorite.
I mean, they're
The ones are in all
from
platforms that the
from
people
the
can
ones
listen to it
on
right now.
Spotify. I think I love Solely to You. I mean, I think there's two that I have kind of tied together, and it's Solely to You and Leave a Message at the Tone.
Hmm.
And the reason that I hold Leave a Message at the Tone so highly, even though, a lot of people don't really, it's very underrated for sure. Um,
Yes.
but I hold it to such a high tier because I didn't expect to write that song. I was already going to put out the album, and then the night before I distributed the the whole album into my distributing website, I was like, you know what? I have a song. And I just, in that moment, that was probably the only song that I've written and played at the same time while, like,
Yes.
yeah, instead of doing like, okay, guitar and then lyrics. No, it was
Yes.
all together. And I was like, wow, this is different. So then I never really paid attention to that song. I just recorded it, put it in the album just as like okay, well, I guess I'll just put it in, might as well. Then when I released it, it kind of felt like I was a listener when I was listening to my album when I heard that song. It was like, okay, what is this song? Like, who is this artist, right? So I listened to it, and it's very sad song, very meaningful, but it just gave me a touch of who I was and who I also didn't know I was.
Hmm.
So I guess that's why I really like that song. Um, it's very raw because again, I would record on my phone. I was still recording on my phone when I recorded the album,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just such a good song. And I just have to say that's probably my favorite. But it changes all the time. I will say that.
Okay.
Sometimes it'll be
Yes.
going to
It
you.
depending in the mood.
Yeah. But I mean, I could go back to that song even when I'm happy and it'll make me
Yes.
like cry in the middle of the day. But I love that song. I really do. And if you haven't listened to it, you should. If
I
you're in
will.
a if
I
you're in a
will.
good mood,
I
listen
mean, I have listened to your like all your music already,
to it.
but
Thank you
I
for that.
don't. You're welcome. Thank you for releasing your good music. I don't really remember that song, but I will. I will listen to it after this for sure. For sure.
Thank you.
I'm gonna play it for Einstein.
That's his name?
Yeah, it's because when I saw him for the first time, he had like these little pelitos in the top of his head, kind of
Oh.
white, and I
Yeah.
was like, he looks like Einstein.
Oh. That's adorable.
Yeah, so that's his name. All right, so I seen that you have made a lot of collabs with
Yeah.
Waxwing, with Drew Age,
Hmm.
with different people. The last one, I don't remember his name, but it was a good,
Um,
good song.
yeah, his name is Angus, but it was a collaboration with Seco Fresco, and that came out like almost a week ago, maybe
Yeah.
less. But that one was really fun. All of them were really fun
And
to me.
actually, I didn't saw that you like posted on your stories or stuff like that. I got an email from Spotify that artists that you follow posted this music this week, and that's how I found out about that song. I was like, wow, Celeste just posted another song. Let's listen to it, and I really liked it. Okay, so from those collabs that you have done, I'm gonna put everyone in the spot right now. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm gonna put you in the spot right now. I'm sorry for this, but which one is your favorite? Like, which one have you enjoyed the most to do?
Oh, that's difficult. Okay, so I recorded almost all of those collabs during the same time. So even though Cape Town just came out recently, I recorded that in the summer. Um, and then I also recorded Waxwing and Paul's. So all of that was happening at the same time. Well, I already knew Angus, but I was getting to know Paul and I was also getting to know Waxwing. So
Shout out
they're
to
gonna,
Waxwin and Paul.
yeah, they're gonna know. They know that's what happened. So I had told them originally. I said, you know what? I think I enjoyed Waxwing more at the time. At the time,
Yes,
that's what I said because I said, well, I know more members from Waxwing than I did Paul at the time, right?
yes.
And so now, looking back, it was really fun because when I went to go record the remix album or like the remix Stranded remix at the Waxwing House, I was like, I I mean, it was a different experience. They were new creatives that I had to collaborate with. It's different. And they were also really funny. And when I collabed with Paul, I and with Angus, I did it here at home. So
Hmm.
I would have to say it was probably more fun to make the Waxwing
Okay, okay.
Stranded remix just because I went. If I had gone with Paul or Angus, it probably would have been just as fun or more. But I'll say it Waxwing just because I went to their house to go record it.
That's nice. That's nice. You went to San Antonio and you recorded over there.
No, they were still here.
Ah, they were still here.
Yeah,
That's
they were
nice.
still here. So yeah, I went to record at their house and it was just super
It was
fun.
fun. Yeah, that's
It was
great. That's
super
great.
fun.
I really like that album because of what they made. It was like a kind of like a radio thing. I
Yeah.
really love that. I really love that. That was
Yeah,
amazing.
I actually didn't even know they were gonna do that, and then I heard it and I was like, wow, like it's different. It's
Yeah, it
different,
is.
and it's good to stand out, especially in the music industry.
Yes, making something different since they start and something like that. That's great.
For
That's
sure.
like their their signature. So that's great. So Waxwing, that's nice. I actually like the last episode. It's with Joy. I don't know if you
Yeah,
have
I
listened
saw
to it.
it. I saw it.
Yeah, that's nice. Okay, so let's talk about your future releases. Do you have something prepared? Are you working on something? Do you have something ready?
Okay, so it's been a while since I released music. The last release was Listen to the Music back in July. And at first, I kind of had a schedule that I was going to follow, and the release was supposed to be back in October. Um, but something came to me where I realized, you know what? First of all, I took a step back from social media, and then I was like coming to terms with the fact that I didn't like who I was turning into through social media. So I was like, you know what? I need to
Hmm.
take it back. And then with my music, I also felt the same thing. I thought, why am I going by a schedule if I'm the type of person, like I said before, who's very spontaneous and just likes to do things when I love it and when I feel like things are going well, right?
Yes.
Um, so I felt like, why am I going to be putting myself on a schedule of like, okay, by October I have to have this ready when I've never been like that. And so I know that a lot of people have been asking me for music, and I'm so sorry, like I haven't been, but it's just, um, I have music and I've been writing a lot, but I haven't been recording it because I've been enjoying the process of writing. And I
Yes.
think I've written more songs since Listen to the Music up until now than I've ever written in a year. And this
Yes,
is like,
and mostly because we're all the time in home.
yeah, exactly. And so, having said that, yes, I have a lot of songs. Uh,
Yes.
but finally, I didn't have the motivation to record anything until 3 days ago. 3 days
Yes.
ago that I I wrote a new song, and I was like, you know what? I think of all of the songs that I've written from then till now, this is the one I want to release next. I can't set a date of when it's going to come out or when it's going to be on Spotify and all the other platforms, but I will say that I'm going to be working really hard on it, because if there's one thing that I like to do is to make sure that it's close to perfect. I won't say perfect because nothing's perfect,
Yeah, of course.
um but I will be working really hard on it.
That's great. That's great. Yeah, like I listened to this other podcast that it's called Cosas. It's in Spanish with this guy. It's called Roberto Martinez and Jacobo Wong, and they talk about that kind of stuff. And this guy Roberto Martinez, he has a book that's called
Okay.
100 Tips to be better at your creative process, right? And I
Mhm.
read it, and one of the points says he was like, release your stuff and don't want it to be perfect because nothing's perfect. And even if you think that at moment is perfect and then some months pass, it won't be perfect because your mind is
Yeah,
changing. And like the
exactly.
conception of perfection is not the same, it's not always the same. So
Exactly.
just release it when you think it's good enough, not when it's perfect.
Exactly.
So
That's exactly,
I just
yeah.
remember about that because you say that like I don't want it,
That's
like
that's
want it too close to perfect but not really perfect. That's
yeah,
nice.
that's exactly what happened with specifically Listen to the Music. I was over obsessing. I told LJ cuz he featured on it.
Hmm.
I was telling LJ, I said, I just feel so drained because I've been working. I would pull all nighters for like 2 weeks straight just to make sure that my ears weren't like messing up on me,
Yes.
and that I was hearing the song correctly. And I had to take like a couple days break from that song because all that I was listening to was listen to the music. And I just needed
Get
a
a little
break.
louder. Yeah.
I just needed, I mean, I love the song, but I needed a break in the moment. I was like, you know what? I need to listen to something else because I'm just obsessing over it. And finally, at the end, I was like, you know what? It's good enough. And I just submitted it. And now, I mean, I look back and there's some things that I would change, but I still love the song for what it is.
Yes.
There's not, I mean, there's a lot to change now, but it just proves to me that from that time up until now, I've grown and I've
Yeah, of
learned
course.
more. And so whatever it is that I would change in that song, I'll apply in the next.
Oh, yes, yes. And right now that you mentioned that you were listening to it and listening to it, and you had it in your head, and then you were like trying to listen to something new, so you get that song out of your head. It just reminds me when I make like a music video with whoever, let's say with Justin, that
Yeah.
I just help him to make a music video for his new EP, and I listen to I listen to the song, and listen to it, and go back and listen to it, listen to it. I just felt the same. Like I love this song, but I don't want to hear it anymore. Next one. And I wanted to tell you, if you wanna record like a video sometime, let me know and I'm down. Let's do it.
For sure.
Let's make it
For
real.
sure.
Video for your new music when you release it, when you're ready to
For
release it, of
sure.
course. All right. So one more thing, I'm sorry. Tip for beginners, for like people who already like, not for like really beginners that they don't know how to play anything or they don't sing at all, more like for people who are like into music but they are afraid to go out there. What will you tell them?
So I guess my number one piece of advice is, and this is something that I now, if I could go back and tell myself this advice, I would, because it took me a long time to get over that. It would be, don't care. I know some people are like me, where they're just perfectionists and they want everything to be perfect and they want everything to be, to reach a certain expectation that they have. But don't care about what other people are going to say, because I held that so dear to me of like, oh, it's because this, these people are going to think that it's this or that it's to this or it's not enough this. And at the end of the day, who cares? Like, who
Yes.
cares what people are going to say? And that's something that goes into every single one of my songs. It's like, you know what? I love it. It's not perfect. I love it. And that's enough. That is enough. If you love it and you care for that song and you wrote those lyrics with all of your heart and all of your hard work, and you put all of your passion and soul into that song, who cares what anybody else is going to say? Because that's your work, that's your love, and it shouldn't matter what anybody else thinks about of it.
I love that.
So,
I love that.
so that would be the number one piece of advice. I'm sure there's many other, I'm sure there's a lot of other advice that I could give of like, watch out for this or watch out for
Yeah,
that. But
I always,
number one thing is don't care.
yeah, I always try to ask this question to every person that I have an interview, and they have like given different tips, different kind of points of view, but everything ends up in the same. So I really like that, like different tips. So yeah, it's nice. Something that you want to close with?
um, I mean, first of all, thank you so much for having me and for
Thank
asking
you
me
for
to be part of
accepting
it.
it.
And uh, for the music that I still have, if y'all want to go and listen to that, it's still there. There's still more on the way. Don't know when, but it will be out someday. And though I've been kind of absent from social media and my music, I still care for my listeners, to those who still go to my page and listen to my music. I love you, and thank you for listening, and thank you for having me here.
Thanks again for being here. Because of the pandemic, I totally understand that we cannot be like meeting to each other, stuff
Yeah.
like that. But thanks technology, we have this kind of stuff.
Yes.
Something that I want to close with. Well, I already say thank you. For the ones that are listening up to this point, I dare you to comment right below. If you're in YouTube, comment, "Hey yo, I finished to this video." And that's I think that's it for today. Thank you so much for listening. If you like it, if you like the video, click the button of like, share it with your friends, subscribe to my channel. If you're in Spotify, just share it with your friends, whoever you want, you think they are starting in music, you think that they have a talent but they are afraid of it, send them this video. I will really appreciate it. Celeste, thank you once again.
Thank you.
And I think that's it for today.
That's a
Ciao.
wrap.